What's up, everybody? My name's Trey Richardson, and today I'm here with my uncle Levi. He's been in prison for 25 years, and today I'm gonna ask him some questions, and hopefully his responses will change your life. My first question is, who are you?
That's a good question, young brother. I'm a lot of things. I'm a lot of things. Like you say, I've been in there 25 years. After 25 years, I started seeing 18-year-olds come into prison. I done been in prison longer than they've been alive. It hit me hard, just as hard as it was hitting them. And I'm like, shh. So I thought of my son. And I'm like, man, I would love to be able to reach my son and to drop some jewels on him and to give him some positive inspiration. But I couldn't reach my son from the prison. So my thought was I'm gonna reach somebody's son. It's a bunch of people's son in this penitentiary. So I'm gonna reach all of them. So I became a motivational speaker, teacher to those that wanted to learn and grow. You know what I'm saying? I became an inspiration, my life, the way I started walking. All the negative things that I used to be about, no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm older and I'm wiser. So first of all, to answer your question, who am I? I'm a changed man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still changing every day. Every day. And I believe we all should be trying to evolve and change and learn and grow every day. You know what I'm saying? For the better.
All right, I got another one for you. This one go get into your personal life. What crime did you commit?
Man, that's a good question, young brother. The crime was aggravated robbery. Nobody was killed, nobody was injured. I got 50 aggravated years, which I did 25 on the 50 and made parole. What drove me to doing the aggravated robbery was circumstances. You know what I'm saying? We all go through them, and we process it differently. You know what I'm saying? People usually go back to something that they're familiar with when they're stressed. It's kind of like a boxer. You teach him how to box, but when he get in the ring and he get hit one time with a nice lick, he forget all his training. And he started windmill. He swinging. He forgot he was trying to get his licks back. But a lot of times we'll forget, and we go back to something we're familiar with. So the one thing that I was familiar with was the streets.
Right.
When I had my hard time, my mama passed away. I lose my job. I lost my apartment. I had to move back home with my grandma. My grandma ended up losing her job. I'm going through a custody battle with my sister.
Right.
After my mother's death, I had to keep my sister. So here it is, I'm trying to raise my sister. You know, there was times where she'd be in the car with me and she would see weed. And she'd be like, Levi, what's that? That's weed? And I'd be like, nah, that ain't no weed. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, them herbs. That's herb, you drink it, it's a tea. You know what I'm saying? I would lie, trying to, and she was 7 years old. But here it is, I ain't number like 23 myself. So I'm 22, 23 myself. So here it is, I'm trying to raise a 7-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So time started getting rough. I lose my job, and now money getting low. Okay, and I'm stressed. And when anybody going through something stressful, a lot of times they go back to something they familiar with, or they gonna break. You know what I'm saying? So here it is, hey, the lick that I had turned down earlier,
Right.
this lick now look attractive to me. I turned it down previously because I was trying to stay out of trouble. But now going through all these situations, it was so bad that I lost 95% of the hair in my head. Just fell out.
Whoa.
It just fell out of my head, man. Man, there was times I was just so stressed. I go in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? My dogs be back there. I go back there and just chill with my dog. You know, the dog, he gonna always, this man's best friend. You know what I'm saying? He gonna, when I'm feeling down and bad, I go back there, man. He gonna always, see, one thing about a dog, he don't care how ugly you is or how funky you is, he gonna always be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. so here, I'm back there, man, and I'm stressed. I'm talking about, man, the love of the dog. I be back there, you know, just, hey, trying to get through it. So anyway, all of those things drove me to do what I did. It kind of pressured me. Now the lick that wasn't attractive is now attractive. So now I ain't really caring, you know what I'm saying? So I went on and hit the lick. I went back to something I was familiar doing. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have had somebody old school to try to lace me up, you know what I'm saying? That spent some time with me and help me out. And that's why I'm here now, because it's a bunch of youngsters that's going through the same thing that I went through, you know what I'm saying, even worse. You know what I'm saying? They going through things even worse. And they need somebody to be there and say, man, look, let me help you out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go down that road. I already been down there and I know what's down that street. You ain't gotta go down there. Let me just help you out, you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs somebody. When I was in prison, a lot of the brothers, I used to come down hard on gangs and gangbangers and stuff like that when I used to speak at certain events, certain gatherings in prison. And one day I came down hard on the gang members. And after I finished, you know, they was all lined up. My partner said, hey, they want to holler at you over there. So I went over there, and they all shook my hand, gave me a hug, and said, man, you did. They said, man, your words was felt. I said, but we need you to go to the rec yard. I said, all right. I said, when? So they were like, shoot, at the chop. So boom, at the chop, I go to the rec yard. They all out there. They start telling me their stories one by one. And when they start telling me their stories, I'm talking about, man, it was deep. I met brothers that I kicked it with every day, and I never knew that they was homeless. I never knew that they was orphans. One brother was telling me how he had never met his mama or his daddy. He only know what they look like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man. So that kind of stopped me from coming down so hard on them. You know what I'm saying? I had a better understanding of what they was going through. You know what I'm saying? Their life was just as hard as mine. You know what I'm saying? They turned to the game. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I turned to something else. I started robbing. You know what I'm saying? It's just pressure. Everybody react different. Yeah.
You either bust pipes or make diamonds.
Square, man.
All right. Now, before I get into this third question, I'm going to ask for y'all to go like and subscribe and promote this show so we can get more influential people to come and I can host them and they give out their story. Now, for the third question, I want to ask you. Now, that's some of the good of you being in the penitentiary, but I know from out of the whole 25 years, somebody's going to have to try to check you and try to fight you. So what did you do about it and how did the situation end?
That's a good question, young brother. That's a good question. It's called a heart check. You know what I'm saying? You first come down, it's a heart check. They want to see where your heart at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is inevitable for most people that come to prison. You know what I'm saying? When I went down, it was, the thing was, when I hit terror unit, it's called a terror dome. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, it came about where I had to get paper. So here it is, I'm playing dominoes with this brother. And this brother here wanted to play for money. He said, we ain't playing unless we playing for money. So I'm like, shh. And the way he talking to me is kind of disrespectful. I just wanted to play some dominoes. I ain't really care, so I just went on here. I said, all right, man, dollar game. So we playing. I'm winning. So when he called 10, he slammed the domino down. He said, 10 inches up in you.
Oh, man.
So I said, hold up, bro. I don't play like that.
Do that.
So he like, like he ain't nothing I'm talking about. So here it is. I said, nah, don't do that. So anyway, so we keep playing, right? As we playing, he get another 10. 10 inches up in you.
The double back?
So when he said, see, in prison, you got to check everything. You don't let nothing make it. Because people are watching to see if you let them make it.
Right.
The predators on the sideline is waiting for easy prey. So here it is. I got to say something. I got to do something.
Right.
And it's best that you do it on the first time or the second time. It should never ever be no third. The first time you check them and say, hey, watch it, watch what you say. You know what I'm saying? The second time, that's all they get. Some people give 3. Depending on you don't give them 3. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when he do that, I jump up from the table. Now, mind you, this dude here, he cock strong. You know what I'm saying? He go to rec 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? He box, he do all that. Shoot, I'm just coming to prison. I'm brand new. And I thought I knew how to fight. But no, they fight up in there. They train.
They got it.
Yeah, they train. They got trainers, boxers. They got dudes that teach martial arts. These dudes is cold. So anyway, I jump up from the table. As soon as I jump up and try to rush over there to him, he already up posted up. I say, shh. So we get to fight. We tussling. It's probably the longest fight I ever had. We fight. We going out. I see I can't go toe-to-toe with him. He winning. He beating me. You know what I'm saying? I'm about 23. He probably about 30, 36, 37. He seasoned in the game. So we tussling. I can't go toe-to-toe.
All right.
So he getting the best of. So I start doing all defense.
Tiring him out.
Yeah, let him do what he got to do. I'm doing all defense to get my win back because I'm tired. So I'm just doing defense and talking noise. So he swang with all he got. And finally, when I saw a little bit of weakness that he was tired, I waited on him. In his mind, I hadn't chunked the punch in the last, few minutes. I ain't chunked the punch. So in his mind, I ain't chunking no punch. He ain't even expecting the punch I'm finna throw. I threw 2 punches. One of them landed. He failed. I didn't knock him out. But he was so tired that he just laid down. So it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable for you to get checked. Not just once or twice. You're going to get checked all the time. Everybody want to try you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. They're going to try. They want to get they stripes. You know what I'm saying? They want to get their stripes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how most ignorant men feel that they could get their respect as a man, is to be able to whoop the next man. You know what I'm saying? That's a messed up, barbaric, animalistic way of looking at things. But nah, a man is respected by the way that he acts, his character. You know what I'm saying? The way that he respect other people. So as far as that, like, I remember the first time that I got to hear somebody getting raped. You know what I'm saying? It was rack time. They racked everybody up. I'm in the cell. And the dude that I knew I heard him. He started yelling. Ah, man, hey, somebody call aloud. Hey, my cellie trying to rape me. Man, somebody call aloud. Man, somebody call, say somebody call. And then all of a sudden, you don't hear nothing. I'm at the door. Damn. So I look back at my cellie. Say, damn, cellie, you hear that? My cellie like 60, 65 years old. He got like 4 life sentences. He ain't going nowhere. He been dying. He at that time he was already been locked up 20-something years. So when that happened, I looked at my cellie. I said, "You hear that?" I said, "Man, you heard that?" And he say, he just busts out laughing. He started, he's laughing uncontrollably. And I'm like, "Man, you think that's funny? You laughing, man?" Then he stopped laughing. And then he looked at me seriously. He said, "Nah, it ain't gonna be funny when they get you." So I say, "Shit, ain't nobody gonna get me." You know what I'm saying? I say, "Fuck that." He talking about, "Yeah, I hear you." And I'm like, shit. And I knew how rough the unit was. I was hearing about the unit before I even got locked up. So when he told me that, I'm in my bunk and I'm thinking. Now see, when the mind is stressed and pressed, it'll come up with a way to survive. Number one rule in life again. So here it is, I'm laying in the bed coming up with a way that if that was to happen to me, you know, I'm about 23 years old at the time. If that was to happen to me, how would I stop it? You know what I'm saying? So the mind get creative. So here it is, I'm laying in the bunk. And I came up with a way to protect myself. I thought about the pencils. I didn't really want to pack a shank. You know what I'm saying? Because you get caught with the shank, it's a disciplinary. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna put you way on the other side where it's even worse. There's way more danger over there, way more. So, and I ended up having to go there too. But I thought about the pencils. I said, I'm gonna sharpen my pencils. Brand new pencils. The longest I can get them, I'm gonna sharpen them. And then I'm gonna wrap some tape around the edges, around the eraser. 2 pencils. And I would imagine myself poking that pencil inside somebody's neck. I was gonna put one in his neck and leave it there. Possibly break it off in his neck. And the other pencil, I was gonna repeatedly stab him with. It's just crazy how the mind will come up with a way to survive. I'm looking at people get raped. You know what I'm saying? It is terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at people get killed. I'm playing dominoes with this little white brother. Me and this little white brother, we study the Bible every day. I know about his case, his family. He had a little girl at home. He was waiting to get out and go be with his family and be with his little daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I knew his story. So eventually, I played dominoes with him that day. The next day, I come out to play dominoes. Matter of fact, we went on lockdown later on that day. So when we went on lockdown, we finally came up the next morning. So when we came up the next morning, I come out to play some more dominoes. And the dude, this is a different dude. I'm playing dominoes with him. I say, what did we go on lockdown for? Why was that why we went on lockdown? And he looked at me. He said, "What? Man, you don't know?" And I said, "Nah. Well, I mean, what was that lockdown for? What was that for?" He said, "Man, you really don't know?" I said, "Nah." He said, "Man, that little white boy you used to study the Bible with?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "They killed him. He dead." I'm like, "What?"
Whoa.
I said, "Damn. They killed?" He said, yeah, they found him next door in an empty cell. He had a white knight tattoo across his back. They cut the tattoo out of his skin and laid it across his forehead. So that messed me up because I was like, the brother, all he wanted to do was get out. And he wanted to survive. So he joined the White Knights, being that this unit was aggressive. He joined the White Knights for protection. When you join them, ain't no getting out. The way you get out is death. And that's where he at right now.
So he ain't even if he did go home, he'd die.
Yeah, he did. That's the final chapter of his life, you know what I'm saying?
Close the book.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
You're on the 14th chapter of your book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're on the 14th chapter of your book. It's gonna be a lot of other chapters that come after that 14. And it's up to you how you write it. You know what I'm saying? You got air and opportunity in between your success right now. Everything that you could do is possibilities are endless for you. You know what I'm saying? Sure, you pretty sharp young brother, man. And
Thank you.